It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theaters, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors, beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey, Jim.
Happy New Year, hey.
And an unusually angry Murray. He hates all movies. Everything sucks. What else?
Well, I got an angry Viking for Christmas. So
He did.
There you go.
Yes. He got two, actually.
I am now an angry Viking, so there you go.
Double.
Very nice.
Especially after Sunday.
So this is a very special episode because we're going to do our Mondo 10 and our Rage 5. Might have a few honorable mentions or dishonorable mentions, as it may be. And this is going to be a
Fully loaded.
extra large episode. So pack a lunch.
Yep. And some fudge.
Yeah, because I think we're reviewing about 47 movies too. So
that's right.
with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Okay, well.
Thought he forgot what comes
Yeah, I forgot too. But thanks for supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform, or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining a membership at buymeacoffee.com/FilmRageYYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film. Because we're called Film Rage, which apparently Murray hates all films now, so this is going to be an exciting episode. So what do you say? Let's get to raging. Now, before we get started on this humongous episode, #humongous.
Yeah.
Supersized.
I
think we're overselling it. I don't think it's going to be that. It's going to be a lot of stuff, but it's going to be pretty condensed.
It's going to be tight.
It's going to be tight.
Just like your butthole.
Well,
Yeah, not quite that tight. Okay, so, not after this last week for you. So, there's a few things I just wanted to bring up. So, this is now our 4th year of doing the podcast, and we really want to thank all the people who've supported us. But I want to talk to you about the countries that downloaded us over this last year for 2023. And they're in the order of the most downloads. So Canada beat out the US for a second year in a row. So US, pick up your socks. Followed by Ireland, UK, Switzerland, Singapore, Australia, South Korea, Germany, India, Finland, France, Netherlands, Ukraine, UAE, Taiwan, Slovakia, Iran, Russia, Colombia, Hong Kong, Cape Verde, Brazil, Belgium, Austria, Hungary, Israel, Lithuania, Norway, Nepal, Philippines, Seychelles? Is that a place?
Seychelles.
Seychelles? Thailand, Turkey, and finally, a country that we got a few more listens than we did from last year called Unknown.
yeah, they were on the board last year, too.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. They were a little higher up on the board. So, Unknown, if your country wasn't listed, perhaps you need to change your IP address or something. I don't know anything technical other than pushing buttons, which I do quite regularly.
You push mine.
I know. And Murray's. It's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Favorite thing. So thank you, all countries. Ooh. What would Amazing Murman predict? What would Amazing Murman predict? What would he predict for the films we saw at Christmas? Would he think that they were Mondo or Rage? What would the Amazing Murman predict?
Or Matt.
What would the Amazing Murman predict? What would the Amazing Murman predict?
I would have to say that this week he's going to do pretty good with me because I think I'm looking at this list and I'm pretty predictable.
Yeah, this list is pretty predictable. Actually, you know what? This is a bit of a crapshoot. I'm kind of anxious to see what the Mur says. So get your pen handy, Bryce.
I got the first one wrong anyway.
All right.
Judged by your comments.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So
I was just trying to look through your eyes, man.
Yeah, well,
It was a
Apparently I
musical.
was inaccurate.
You love musicals.
you'll just hurt yourself. Well, okay, in order. We got Wonka,
Yes.
which I saw yesterday.
Nice.
There's a lot of singing in that.
Yes.
There is.
And a lot of Timothy Chalamet.
Yes.
True.
Sheila Boner.
and a little tiny Hugh Grant.
Yes. Pocket size.
Which, 2 of the times he was on screen for.
Yeah.
First time, I went to the bathroom.
Why?
Second time, I left.
What?
As soon as he started singing, I left.
Oh, that's the best part.
No, I don't think so.
You missed out.
Oh my goodness, Mur.
So, yeah, Jim, who has a permanent Chalamet boner.
Shalaboner, as I
I
like
know
to call
he
it.
would love that. The singing, I don't know. He's not fond of the singing, but I think it's just weird enough he might have liked it. So I think he might have given it a Mondo.
All right.
Bryce, I think maybe a high meh. I don't think he Mondoed it. But
Okie
I could
dokie.
be wrong there.
We will see.
Next one is, because my printing is illegible. I'm pretty sure it's something with a boy and a fish.
Boy and the Heron.
It's not a
Sure.
fish. It's a bird.
A
but
big bird
Whatever.
at that.
Same thing. It's an animal. It's
Something
a
you can-
cartoon.
Yes.
It is.
Which I
It's animated.
actively try to stay away from.
You do.
But not when they're subtitled. Which, by the way, I saw the subtitled
even
version.
subtitled.
I saw the non-subtitled, so it'll be a good
I
mix.
saw the subtitled trailer, which was actually mostly in English.
Hmm,
Which is weird,
interesting.
but considering the huge list of stars that were in this, the people that were in it,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you guys both love this one, so I'm pretty
Okay.
sure you Mondoed it.
All right.
Mondo times 2.
And we have Aquaman and the Last Kingdom,
Yes.
which Jim and I got to see.
Yes.
It was our pre-Christmas date.
Excellent. I'm already writing your ratings down.
You are.
I don't even need to hear them because I know what they're going to be. Because
yeah.
if you saw it, and you,
I
and
saw
especially
it.
if you saw it with Jim,
I saw it with Jim. I did not agree with him, but I'm pretty sure you both raged on it.
Okay.
Because it's a superhero
gee, I
movie.
wonder if he's right about this one.
I don't
Because the
know.
last one was so good.
Yeah, but Bryce,
I'll just all
superhero movies are meh for you.
spoiler
remember?
alert. All I'm gonna say is I didn't have to change what I wrote down before he said it.
Then we got Poor Things
Oh yes, what do you think
with
about
Emma
this?
Stone, who apparently
Yeah.
is some kind of a Frankenstein thing that
Yeah,
is
yep,
naked
kinda.
most of the time.
Yep.
Yes, she was naked a lot
lot
more
of
than
this
I thought she was gonna
Yeah.
be naked.
So yeah, it looks really, really weird.
It is really
Which
weird.
means Jim probably Mondoed it.
Yeah.
I think Bryce may have gone down to a meh.
All
Okay.
right. Boom, boom.
I love this music.
And then we have Iron Claw,
Ah!
which I did not get to see,
Yes.
and which Cuff presented,
they did.
but it was at a big chain theater. They didn't need
Yep.
our assistance. With
No, they did not.
with the screening, and apparently I also missed talking with Bret Hart. Who was
There you
as
go.
well.
Yeah.
But it's
Who's
about
also
the-
a wrestler?
I tell you, you think the Hart family has some tragedy.
Oh yeah, no, it's not.
They don't measure up to the Von Erichs.
Nope.
Stampede Wrestling has some tragedy, but yeah, the Hart's not just their
Well, I
family.
mean, the Owen
They're-
Hart thing.
Yeah, but some of the other tragedies were people who were from the wrestling ring, but not necessarily related to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes,
I
a
digress.
lot of tragedy. But yes, it was a wrestling film with the Von Erichs.
Yes.
And I happen to know Bryce is a bit of a wrestling fan.
What?
He may have actually known who the wrestlers were.
I
What?
did.
May have actually seen them wrestle at one
I
time.
saw everybody that was featured in the film.
But
Oh, there's a butt.
I think this is still just a meh for you guys.
Okay.
A double meh.
Yeah.
Even though Jim has no interest in wrestling.
Yes.
Or sports movies for that matter.
Or
movie.
sports movies. That was
Yeah.
the other doubt.
So
That's
what's
why it
the
was
thing that
Wanda.
could get it to a meh then, Murray?
I don't know. I think maybe some of the performances.
Okay.
Okay. That's fair.
That's-
There actually was some very good
What's
performances
his name?
in it.
Efron or
Don't give him
somebody in that?
anything away.
He's already said it.
Then we have The Color Purple, which apparently Bryce didn't want to see. Neither
I
did
know,
I.
no, I
Neither
wanted
did I.
to see it.
It's a.
I was had some
It's a
stomach
musical
issues.
remake of an original.
I
It's
know.
the same story.
So
Yes.
if you're gonna, that's the thing though. If you're gonna go for, to make a remake of something, just absolutely do a musical
I
and just
guess
make
so.
it go so far the other way that it can't possibly be good. That maybe it will be because it'll be a pleasant surprise.
Well, because it was a musical,
Yes.
because it was a remake
Yes.
of a Steven Spielberg movie.
Yes.
Who I know you're not that fond of.
No.
I think, pretty sure you raged about it.
Okay.
And Bryce has no comment.
That's
No,
right.
I think that I wouldn't have hated it though, just because it's got such a stellar cast. I might have. We'll see.
Well, I don't want to give anything away.
I will see it eventually.
Of course you
And
will.
then
I'm
we
also going to
have-
see the other turd of a movie that you went to eventually.
There's a lot of turd movies.
Oh.
Well, I'm guessing it was a turd of a movie, but I guess I'll find out.
You're gonna
when
find out, yeah.
Yes.
And we have Ferrari
Ferrari.
with Adam
Enzo.
Driver.
Yes.
A
Adam
really
Driver.
bad Italian accent.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
he's got that bad
It's-
Italian accent mastered after.
It's funny
Gucci.
how the three main actors in this movie are American.
Yeah.
Mark and
Well, no, one of them-
Okay,
One of them plays a
one's
Mark.
One of them
Spanish.
Spanish.
One's Spanish. The catch is they play Italians.
yeah,
Yeah.
Spanish plays Italian and Markin plays Markin, doesn't she? Isn't she supposed
she
to be
Markin?
Markin?
No.
I
She's
have
supposed
no
to be
idea.
Italian.
Anyway,
She's not supposed to be Italian.
it's supposed to be a
No,
movie.
she isn't.
It's
What's
a-
her name in this? Now you're bugging me.
No, it is.
There's no
she
way.
had
that-
she had an Italian accent for like one line.
no,
and then,
she
Was
had.
it-
She
wasn't
had
she
no
married to him?
accent.
Did he
No.
marry an American? I don't
No.
know.
Shailene Poopley or whatever.
Woodley,
her
yeah.
name is.
I know nothing about
All
Enzo
right, so what do you
Ferrari.
think we're gonna
I
Well,
gotta see her name. 'cause
It's a
this-
car.
keep looking it up?
It's a car movie.
I think
Yep.
she was Markin.
and there's a lot of racing scenes.
Yes.
Not exactly a good combination
Yes.
for you two. So yeah, because of Adam Driver, you might have actually got it up to a man.
Okay, maybe she. I don't know. Lena Lardy.
Yeah, she was fucking Italian.
Well, she
Well,
didn't
she's supposed to
sound
be.
or look
Yeah, exactly.
Italian.
That's 'cause she's an American.
Because she's a terrible actor.
She may have been Canadian. I don't know.
Terrible.
Wait, I don't want to give anything away. I still want to get. I just
I
want to
was
get through
convinced
this.
that she
I
was-
just want to get through
I
this.
could have
list.
sworn you had to
Point
be
is,
American.
those three characters were not played by Italian actors.
That is true.
But she was American.
No.
She was supposed to be Italian in this movie? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
And finally,
I'm sorry, I've missed your ratings.
there was a man. Because
Double man.
it's got cars in it and it's got racing in it.
But it's got Adam Driver.
But it's got Adam Driver, which is probably wasn't a rage.
All right.
Okay. I'll tell. Well,
And
I won't
finally-
say anything until I review it.
Speaking of racing,
Yes.
Boys in the Boat.
Yes, they're boat racing.
George Clooney.
Well-
it's a period piece.
That would be Rosemary Clooney's
yes, directed
nephew.
by. He wasn't even in it. He just directed it.
Yeah,
Would've
it's
been better if he
Rosemary
was actually
Clooney's
in it.
nephew. Get it right.
See, he should be like what's
Nope.
his name?
Nobody's gonna know who you're talking
Tarantino.
about
He
if you
should be in
say
every.
George
He should be in every
Clooney.
movie he directs. But anyway,
You need to tell them it's Rosemary Clooney's nephew so they know who you're talking about.
That's
I
right.
think they know who George
Really,
Clooney
Jorge?
is.
Really?
Yes. Because nobody knows George Clooney, but they know
how about
Rosemary
Clooney?
Clooney's nephew.
How about
Yeah.
Danny Ocean?
What's a Danny Ocean? Was that like Frank Sinatra?
I think he's in a movie called Ocean something.
Three of
Ocean's
them.
12.
That
or
was Frank
something.
Sinatra.
Nope.
That was the original.
What?
We're getting back to. You know what? That wasn't a musical
I blocked
either.
that out of my mind. Right,
Yeah,
they remade
you
that.
did.
Why would they remake that? The original was
So
bad.
good. Yeah.
Because it couldn't be any worse.
No.
All right. So what?
Real actors.
So what did we think of Boys in the Boat? This
Yeah,
is
well,
going off the rails.
Bryce didn't see it, so no comment.
Yes.
It's a period piece.
It's not my fault.
It's a sports film.
Yes. And it's a biopic.
You gotta give it a rage. There's no other choice. You have to give that a rage.
a triple threat.
Triple
Sports film,
threat.
biofit.
Well-
Biofilm.
So glad you guys wasted 2 weeks of your time watching all those movies.
Oh,
Well, it wasn't a total waste.
yeah, that's right.
There's some good.
I got
there's
to
some
see
bad,
Color Purple.
and there was some ugly.
Got to see the
Some ugly.
Yes.
smugly, as we like to call it.
If I would have just put on a diaper, I probably could have seen the Color Purple. as well.
You know what? I'm disappointed in you because you talk about loving diarrhea more than anybody I know. And
No,
yet you
it's-
didn't have
it's-
the balls to wear your fucking diaper to the cinema.
Yeah.
I gave him 2 or 3 outs. The day before he went on holidays, I said, I'm going to go see the late night show. And he's like, I need sleep because I won't sleep on the plane. And then he comes back and he doesn't even wear a fucking diaper. So
By the way,
he didn't see 2 movies.
I didn't even go to bed.
Yeah, so you could have gone to the movies with me.
I was like, I got so much to do. I haven't packed yet.
Yeah.
I still haven't cleaned the place for Kevin when he got here because he was taking care of my dog. So I was like, I
could have gone to the
gotta at
movie.
least clean the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
And I should
took
probably
you
clean
3
the
hours?
sheets that are on his bed. So I'm like, I should probably do that too. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh man, it's already like 1 a.m. and I still got another load of laundry to put through. And
Could have easily seen the movie.
and I got to leave at like 4:30 a.m. So,
Yep.
So, I couldn't have seen the movie because I was literally doing stuff the whole time. Anyways, you're putting people to sleep here, Jim. Let's get on with this.
Oh, I am. Gotcha. All right, Wonka Vision. Why don't you tell us what you thought of it? Because you hate everything now. So
I
this
do
is
hate everything.
it should called Murray's Film Rage.
I resisted the urge to see this because, quite frankly, Hugh Grant as an Oompa Loompa just freaks me out.
Oh, gives me
Just gives me the creeps.
Really?
gives me the
That, and I love the original so much. There is absolutely no
this isn't
way.
a remake.
No, it's a prequel, but
Yeah.
there's no way they could ever improve on the original.
And yet,
And no, they didn't.
They
did
did.
not. They did not.
oh man, did they ever?
This was like watching Annie.
This was like
What?
watching.
You know, the musical Annie with the
I
little
do
orphan
know-
girl.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Exactly what
it
it
was
was.
a little bit like Annie.
I
They
didn't
were
like
in a
the
workhouse,
remake.
and there was a much. It was a.
I wanted to like the remake.
Cal Burnett.
Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, it was 2 hours long, and I was looking to watch every 5 minutes.
Aw,
Waiting
you
for it to
like
be over.
musicals.
I used to like musicals. I didn't like this one at all. And yeah, towards the end. Well, they kept using the Pure Imagination song in various crippets throughout the movie, and they
Effectively.
went full blown at the end.
Yep.
But it's like, sorry, Timothée Chalamet, I just didn't like your version.
Okay.
I prefer Gene Wilder's. He was
A whack job.
He was a legend.
So it was Mondo?
Hell no.
Oh.
It's barely above a rage. It's a meh.
It is a man.
You did give it a meh, even though you looked at your watch that
Yeah.
often.
No, I just, like I said, I hate movies now.
I looked at my
can't
watch
even,
0
I can't
times.
even be bothered anymore.
He's burnt
between
bent
this
Mm-hmm.
and the Hollywood strikes has killed my love of the film
Yep.
industry.
Sad.
That's the saddest
Hope it
thing
comes
I've
back.
ever
I don't know if
heard.
it will.
I hope it does.
So do I.
All right, what did you think, Buckaroo? Mr. Poopy Pants. Sorry, Mr. Poopy Butthole.
I went to Wonka and I'm like, well, this is a musical and Timothée Chalamet is Wonka. Come on. And then I'm like, well, but it's got Olivia Colman in it.
It
so
did.
That's a
She was
good
good.
thing.
I'll give it. She was good.
Plus, the very, very underused.
Who's the black dude you guys like?
Yum, 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 oof. I'm losing it here. What's her name?
I don't know.
Sally Hawkins.
Yeah, yeah, Sally Hawkins.
There was
just
not
married her.
enough Sally
At
Hawkins
the
in
beginning
it.
and the
so-
end, yeah.
Yeah, so I was kind of disappointed I didn't see more Sally
Yeah, I thought we
Hawkins,
were going
but-
to get more of her.
But man, that young lady that played Noodle, she was so
Stole
good.
your heart.
Yeah, she really did, which I was not expecting. Anytime I see Matt Lucas in anything, he played Prodnose, one of the chocolatiers.
Yep.
He with the really bad toupee.
Yes.
This guy just makes me laugh. I don't know why. He just does. This frickin' thing rolled along like nobody's business. It didn't have a downbeat. There was about 5 minutes kind of towards the end where I was kind of like, and then it just redeemed itself like nobody's business at the end. This movie was excellent.
Yes.
I loved it. I loved the art direction.
Yes.
I loved the look of it.
Yes.
The performances were outstanding by every single person.
Yes.
And I've yet to mention Hugh Grant,
Yeah,
who
huge.
is like the greatest Oompa Loompa
That's
ever
ever
been. I was a little
Oompa Loompa.
annoyed at first because I was like,
lot annoyed.
maybe they should have put a little person in as but
Yes.
then I was like, you know what? They made him even littler, so it wouldn't have even really worked. And he was so good that nobody on the face of the planet could have done that any better.
Ugh.
He was perfect.
Yep.
It was hilarious. It was fun. I loved Wonka. It was Mondo.
Oh. Wah, wah. All right, so Roald Dahl is brilliant. And in the right hands of a director, you get the pure imagination that was Dahl's original creation. With writing so fantastically Dahl-tastic, With a cast completely stellar, as Bryce has already mentioned, with comedic timing, and even though it was a musical, it felt right as a musical. Timothée Chalamet is my absolute most latest man crush. There is nothing he can't do, and in this, not the wacky, drugged-out version of, say, Johnny Depp, Wonka. This felt natural and fun and heartfelt and at times dreadful because no one does evil villains like Roald Dahl does, or someone who's trying to write like Roald Dahl. I felt as I was watching this that it was really streaming that Roald Dahl feel. I don't know how the writers got Roald Dahl's feel from this because this is not anything he's produced, but it felt totally like a Roald Dahl film. Now, although this was not based on a Roald Dahl book.
They made it up.
Yep. It sure felt like it was in his universe.
Didn't it?
Yep. I see this as a future family favorite, even by a skeptic of musicals like myself.
Judging by the dozens of kids in the screening I went to, yeah.
Yeah, there was none of that when we went. I think we were like at midnight or something.
I went 2 weeks after it opened on a Tuesday night and it was full.
Yeah, this was a huge Mondo for me. I loved it.
It was so good, and
It was so good.
I didn't expect it to be this good.
But we had so much fun together watching it too, because it was just we got all the there's little inside jokes that was happening, and the dread in it was really done well. Like, it was done really Wonka style.
Did we go to this together?
Yeah, we did.
I didn't even remember it. It was so long ago.
It was so long ago because we saw it like at the beginning of the whole Christmas.
I could have sworn I went by myself.
No, we saw it together.
Huh.
All right, so we also saw The Boy and the Heron.
We did see The Boy and the Heron.
Like Alice in Wonderland or Labyrinth before it, this was the story that will continue to charm future audiences for years to come, with hand-drawn animation taking 7 years to complete and versions of A-list voices from Japan and second version of A-list English-speaking voices. This from the genius mind of probably the best and most creative animation director of all time. I'm kicking myself I did not get to see this in IMAX because it was mind-bendingly Mondo-tastic. It's a wacky and weird and dreamlike, and it's completely amazing, like every single one of his pieces of work he's done before. This film is so good. It's brilliant. Now I have to see the Japanese version of it. I just have to.
It's very, very good. I didn't think it measured, and I think he might be a victim of his previous works.
Yeah,
because it didn't quite measure up for me, and that's why
so
I had the mildest of disappointment because I thought it would be as good as some of his other stuff.
I love this film.
I liked it a lot, but I gave it a meh.
What?
Yeah.
Bitch, you crazy.
I might be. I might need to watch it again.
This is so fucktastically fantastic.
I honestly think this might have been a victim of me having too high expectations. I don't know.
I had the highest of expectations, and I still was just like.
I also might have been just so angry because of the movie I saw immediately before it, and maybe I couldn't get over that anger because I was still swearing to myself as I was watching, sitting there going, "Yeah, well, I'll go into that later."
Yeah, no, this was like. Actually, I went and saw this with my wife, and she did not get it. Mm-hmm. Like, she doesn't understand fantasy. This was, and he understands family dynamics, just like most Japanese directors. There's so much,
family.
and the grandmothers that are like every single character in this was brilliant.
You're almost convincing me.
Yep. Well, it's because it's fantastic. Now
it was
go back
good.
And see it again.
Yeah.
After you see a good movie.
Maybe I was just really angry.
You know what? This movie is so good.
Because, I ended up seeing a movie that made my bottom 5 of the year. I had to blast someone out of my bottom 5 of the year to put this piece of crap.
Did you have anything more to say about The Boy and the Heron?
No, I think I probably am wrong. I won't, but
You are wrong. I'm just letting you know that now. You're completely wrong.
It was a long day.
Yeah. Okay.
I just got out of one of the worst movies that I'd seen in
Speaking
all
of
year long.
one of the worst movies you've ever seen, let's talk about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Hey, are you clairvoyant? Like
No.
seriously.
So
you must be.
So let's check in where Mur's at. Did he get?
Oh, did you see this one, Mur?
No.
Aquaman, yeah. Like I said,
Aquaman
Jim and I had a Christmas date.
We did.
Exchanged presents, had
That's right.
Drinks and appetizers. And
Got to second base.
almost got to second base.
Nice.
I know
roofied him.
I know what Jim thought of it.
I'm not surprised.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, to be honest.
Oh my God, really?
Really? Not a big Aquaman fan anyway. I mean, as someone who is a huge fan of DC and the Justice League in general, I always thought Aquaman was one of the lamest superheroes. I mean, the dude talks to fish. Obviously, Momoa, puts a little more muscle into it. But, ironically, he didn't do a lot of talking to fish during this movie.
By the way, just to interrupt you for 1 second. Did he get a writing credit because he did some improvisation in this? Because
he might have.
Some of the humor that they were trying to infuse into it that wasn't funny felt like it was just Momoa just saying stuff.
I don't know.
Maybe because
I think he was credited as a writer.
You
on
literally
this.
gave Fast X,
Yes.
Fastix,
Which
Yes.
he was also in.
a meh because of him. So
Yes.
that's probably
Anyway.
Maybe.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I can't believe
the
you rated
storyline
a boy in the Heron the same as Fast X.
storyline was terrible. The villain was super lame.
Well, when you put it that way.
I mean, the villain was basically Kang. It was another version of Kang. It was a black guy who is angry and wants to take over the world. But he wore an Ant-Man costume. He was a bug.
Yes.
And I still don't get
He was actually a
why
manta ray, but
all those humans
was
were
he?
helping him destroy the
praying
planet.
mantis.
Yeah.
What was
Like,
he?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Manta?
He looked
He's
like
gotta be a manta
he
ray.
looked like
He's in the
he looked
ocean.
like
No, he
Ant-Man.
had bug eyes.
He looked like a black
Anyway.
version of Ant-Man.
No, I didn't like him at all. And,
I don't know what he is.
And the humor that was supposed to be his sidekick, the guy who was helping him, though he didn't want to, the Asian comic relief.
Yeah, he was funny.
And then the rest of them, I don't get why they're helping this guy destroy the planet.
Randall
They
Park
know
wasn't
damn well
funny.
what he's doing. He's bringing the temperature of the planet up, melting the polar ice caps, and basically bringing the destruction of the entire planet.
Yeah.
They don't have a spaceship. They're not going anywhere else.
No, they all want to
They're
die.
going to be dying.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
that pissed me off. But
But
Oh, what's the but?
Patrick Wilson.
Oh, God. That
is-
can't be the reason you liked it.
It is. Seriously, one of my man crushes. I love him in pretty much everything except maybe the Insidious movies. I like him in almost everything else. But and the fact that he was the bad guy in the first one, and now he's like his sidekick, and the two of them, the whole
ended up being a buddy movie.
yeah,
bromance adventure.
yeah.
Jim will attest to this. I was laughing when the two of them were on the screen together.
Murray loves bromance
Because
movies.
those guys were freaking hilarious.
No.
The
Really?
rest of the movie sucked. Amber
Okay.
Heard should not even have been in it. They should just taken her out completely.
Agreed.
She had 3 lines.
Too many.
I don't know if this is before or after the whole Johnny Depp thing, but yeah, they should have just canceled her ass and taken her out of the movie because she didn't contribute anything to the movie at all. But yeah, it's a superhero movie. It should have been a rage. It was a low mad just because of Patrick Wilson.
patty cakes.
Because I liked the two of them together.
All right. Well, I want to hear what Bryce has to say about this.
Does anybody remember the first Aquaman?
Yes.
just watched it.
This was the same freaking movie.
Not really.
Yeah, no, it was.
Not really.
No, it was. It was exactly the same as the first one. It even had the same supervillain in it. Like, there was nothing different.
Well,
Nothing at all.
technically, he wasn't the supervillain until the end of the movie.
Wow, you get the same villain in it. It was just
One
the
of
exact
them.
same-
Patrick
just
Wilson was the supervillain in the first
whatever.
one.
The same movie. It was garbage then. It was
And he had
garbage
talking
now.
fish.
Everybody was awful in it. Watching Dolph Lundgren as King Nereus.
I love Dolph Lundgren.
Oh my
He
God.
was awesome.
Like, he couldn't even get his lines out. I didn't even know what he was saying half the time. He was so gargled.
Because his best friend is Sly Stallone.
Yeah.
And Jason Momoa, I swear, was like improving, and nothing he did was funny. Patrick Wilson was exactly what he always is, brutal. Nicole Kidman, what is she doing in this movie?
She plays a mama.
She's also brutal, by the way.
Like, everything in this movie was awful. Martin Short couldn't even be funny in this movie. Like,
It's always funny.
No, in this case, he wasn't. He was a rip off of Jabba the Hutt, and it was stupid.
Was that Martin Short?
That was Martin Short.
Jabba the Hutt was Martin.
It was
Jabba the Hutt was Martin Short.
Yeah, Jim and I
Kingfish.
remarked a few times, this is a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
It pretty much was a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
This was total garbage from the opening scene. The CGI was awful. The acting was awful. There wasn't one amusing thing in the whole thing. I was so angry at this. And here's why I was angry. I go to the cinema in Ontario. Not only do they only have it playing in either IMAX for $1 billion,
AVX.
or I can go
Ultra
to it.
AVX.
Or I can go to the VIP cinema.
Oh, even better.
I can either get charged $26 with all the frickin' taxes in Ontario, or I can get charged $30 to watch this total piece of dog crap. I chose 26, and I was still completely just felt like I was. This was awful.
But this was made for IMAX, don't you know?
You want to hear something that made you even more angry?
This should be shown on a 17-inch television so that you can't spot all the flaws in the special effects. It's garbage.
I know something to make you even more angry.
Nice.
Yes.
I love it.
Ontario, according to my sources, does not have real IMAX.
I don't really care. It looks
It's
like
not
garbage.
real
What-
IMAX. It's just a blown up
To pretend
35
IMAX.
mil or whatever.
Don't care.
It's bloated.
It's not even a full 70 mil.
This could have been the most beautiful thing ever that I could ever look at, and it would still be a garbage movie. But it looked bad.
So you paid
it sounded
26
bad.
for something that wasn't even IMAX.
There you go. And
Plus your three boxes of popcorn that you had to eat.
no, I don't even think I got popcorn. I was still stuffed from something. I don't know. But all we did is eat while I was in Ontario.
Nice. You look a little fatter, I would say. Oh, no, but then you just had explosive diarrhea
You'd
for the
think,
last 3 days.
you should have seen me before I had the explosive diarrhea. I was like,
bloated.
I was bloated.
Well,
like
it's a
you
good
wouldn't
thing
believe.
that you came back to some sweats.
I almost got my trim figure back.
That's
I need to work a little harder here, and then it'll be back to normal.
All right. Well, let me tell you what I thought of Aquaman.
Oh, did I say this was a rage? I don't even know. Did I?
It was
Okay.
implied.
So I'd just like to repeat that this was a rage. Like, this movie was so bad that I'm like, crap, I got to rework my worst movies of the year now. Because this is definitely in the top 5.
This one didn't.
Nothing could ever catch the number 1 movie of the last year.
This is a spoiler. It didn't make my worst 5. I'm gonna say it because one of the movies that you liked.
Did it make your top 10 though?
No, because we didn't have 10 rages. It's not in my Mondo list.
Oh, well, that's what I was saying. It was in your Mondo list. I don't know what it is yet.
Well, that's because you won't shut the fuck up. So after seeing the trailer,
yes,
which looked like this could be the worst superhero film ever made, but then I thought, how could anything be worse than the last Thor movie? Or Black Adam? Or, God forbid, the last Ant-Man?
Or the Marvel.
Wait, what about Morbius? And the Marvels. There's just so many things that I could list off about
Beetle?
all the terror. Oh, and the Blue Beetle.
That was about family.
No, it was not.
all
It
about
was
the
this
family.
was it was
this one.
It was as much family as this piece of garbage.
The guy came after his family.
This had everything awful about superhero
I didn't
movies.
care about this family.
It had the worst CGI, especially underwater CGI. The set design was terrible. The music mix was awful. The Force-like powers and Star Wars-like plot themes, a buddy brother story concept, and the entire plot is based on a supervillain. And their only goal for destroying the planet was to kill fucking Aquaman? Come on. This is like they're just scraping the absolute bottom of the barrel. Oh, but did I also mention that the acting in this was the worst acting of any superhero movie that's ever been? You all know Aquaman, the comic and original TV show, made Aquaman my favorite superhero. But James Wan made this Aquaman movie possibly the worst superhero movie ever made. And just like pretty much every superhero movie now, this was an extreme rage.
Yeah.
And I have an unpacking to do, which also makes me rage. I actually have said this to Bryce.
Okay.
Can we stop having every black character be the villain in these fucking movies? Like, are they trying to spin some kind of awful subplot that black people are all of a sudden villains? Like, he could have been anybody else in this movie. And they've been planting them time after time lately of always just finding a way to put black characters in movies that are villains now. It's like, come on. Is that me, or
No,
is this actually starting to happen?
Seems to be a bit of a trend as of late.
Yeah. And the last two movies that did that were terrible. So apparently stop doing that. Just put black actors in films and make them good again.
Blue Beetle had a white person. Wasn't that Susan Sarandon?
Yes.
She was
Unless
awful.
she had a black sidekick. I don't
Yeah, do you remember her terrible Portuguese
I'm not saying it wasn't terrible. I'm just saying she wasn't black.
Do you remember her Portuguese accent?
Was she supposed to be Portuguese? I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean she was.
No.
supposed to.
It was like adoption thing going on there.
That movie was terrible.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it didn't make my worst 5, but others will. Let me tell you. All right, Bracey, what'd you think of Poor Things?
Poor Things. The latest from Yorgos Lanthimos, the man that can just literally do no wrong. This is one of the most visionary directors walking the face of the earth right now. I am so excited every time I see a movie of his coming out because I know for a fact that it'll be like nothing I've ever seen before, and it will be so enjoyable. And once again, I was clairvoyant. This was just so good. I was in absolute glee. I was not feeling at my best when I watched this movie. And I tell you, The Cure for Diarrhea is a Yorgos Lanthimos movie because there was no real way I was getting out of that seat. I wasn't going to miss a frame of this, and I was just fine. I was so happy watching this. And I tell you, Mark Ruffalo, thank you for being in this movie, for absolutely proving once again that you are one of the finest actors walking the face of the earth. I mean, you're no Ben Affleck, but I digress.
Bring him out, didn't you?
Emma
chance he
Stone.
gets.
Emma Stone was so good. Willem Dafoe, my goodness. I mean, just
back to his Willem Dafoe-ness.
It's just everybody was so good, and this guy just makes the most stunning visuals, and just so funny and so poignant. And I just love these movies that he makes. This movie was Mondo. This guy's becoming maybe my favorite director like of all time because I literally he just blows me away every time he puts a movie on. Like literally The Killing of a Sacred Deer, I've said in the past, is one of my favorite movies of all time. Yep. And this one's almost that good. In fact, it might be that good. I'm not sure. I got to watch it again.
Them both back to back.
But my goodness, this guy's talented. Like
Never heard of him.
Stupid talented. So yeah, Poor Things was Mondo. Every performance was spot on. There's not a wasted piece of film in this. The music, how good was the music?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it just took. Just love this movie. I can't say enough about it.
All right, well let me tell you what I thought of this movie.
Yes.
So imagine Frankenstein whores herself through Wonderland and then through the Land of Oz.
Yes.
Where Emma Stone's character starts out from the mind of a child into a woman of enlightenment, where the sets are magnificent with imagery of the future and the past all wrapped up together, where our undoubted and marvelous Emma Stone is pretty much nude for at least a quarter of the movie. This truly is full of enlightenment and awe and discovery. It's almost 2.5 hours of what the fuck is going to happen next. We all know Yorgos Lanthimos has a vivid mind, but this is by far his most brilliant and fantastic vision yet, in my opinion. I think he's always had this vision that is unique and fantastical, but this took him to a whole other level. Like this had, like you think of some of his other movies, like Lobster or Dogtooth, right? Like he was constrained with budgets. I think it looks like he had no budget constraints.
No.
And it was just...
Well, that's what I think that the movie that did it for him was The Favorite. That was such a success, got such a acclaim, and Olivia Colman won for Best Actress, and and that's why he got to make this movie. And he's got to be making this in a long time. And you know what? I have to say, Marie, my hatred of Mark Ruffalo. He was brilliant in this. Like, I have never said that about Mark Ruffalo ever. In
fact, I think Mark Ruffalo in most movies, other than him still being Mr. Potato, because that's 99% of his acting, that in this, I cannot imagine anybody who could have done this better. And I am not afraid to say when someone is doing better work and his best performance he's ever been in, by far.
He's a fine thespian.
No, he's not, except this movie. He has one movie that he's a thespian. All the rest, he's a motherfucking potato.
So what you're saying is...
He's
Ruffalo
made one movie that he's good in.
Might make the mesmerizing list.
No, he is never going to make the mesmerizing list. Because I remember all of his movies prior to this one.
I'm just trying to read between the lines.
Got my vote.
You think Mark Ruffalo's mesmerizing?
I do.
Oh my God.
There you go. Nice.
He's the worst actor. Okay, well, let's talk about Iron Claw.
Claw. Yes, story of the Von Erichs.
Now, I don't like sports movies or biopics.
Right.
But what I do like is Zac Efron's roided up beefy body where he's half nude and oily for over 2 hours.
Yeah,
I knew nothing about the Von Erichs going into this, but damn, they got some curse on them.
Yeah, it was
like, holy fuck, that whole thing.
I barely know who they are, but I knew exactly what
there was a curse.
Yeah, they had some bad luck.
The casting in this was outstanding, and seeing my man Zac give the performance of his life was so rewarding. The direction style was pretty well done also. I liked the way he approached each of the brothers and gave them a powerful identity, and the love they had as brothers really came through. This was working so hard to get that covenant and almost impossible biopic Mondo. But also, it was too long, and the last half of the film kind of fell apart. So Zac is still one of my main man crushes, but the Von Erichs are still cursed, as they cannot get anything higher than a man.
Yes, there you go. Yeah, I was like, this is one of those movies where I wish I wasn't as familiar with the story, because sometimes when you're super familiar with everything that's going on,
well, you've seen the actual people wrestle.
Well, it's not even that. It's more the actual, story of what happened to them and how all the different brothers died, and the timeline of things that happened in it. Sometimes that takes you out of a movie, and I think I would have enjoyed this more had I not known everything.
Yeah,
because there's some there's timelines with where Carrie lost his foot, and where it's like, okay, well, that didn't really happen at that point, and you're kind of leading me to believe that that's why something else happened, and that's not really what happened.
Yeah.
And so then you're sitting there going over that in your head. Well, you should be just kicking back and enjoying what's in front of you. Still, performances by everybody in this were good.
Wasn't Efron amazing?
Efron was amazing. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Mondo.
Did you not find that it fell apart in the second half?
And that's part of it. The other thing is I felt like there was a lot of, and it's hard because there was a lot of story to tell, and it was hard to tell it in a condensed, and it almost should have been like 2 movies.
Yes, I agree.
Because there's so much that happened to these guys that some of the stuff that probably should have been maybe extended a little bit got rushed.
I felt that exact
thing. There was
thing.
stuff that was like rushed, and then other scenes that kind of meandered on too long, and it's like, it had a weird pacing to it.
Yep.
And it's because they were trying to get everything into this
into this concise little package.
And it was still too long.
Yeah, it was.
So it's like, what do you do when you got this much story? Like, I feel for the writers and the director and everything. Like, I don't know what you do other than make, and you're not going to make Iron Claw Part 1 and Iron Claw Part 2. So they're kind of handcuffed.
And also, like, this is going to be, like, Zac Efron's only opportunity so far in his career where he could potentially get an awards nomination from somebody.
Yeah, and honestly,
and who knows? It could be me, Murray, for this year. Who knows?
I tell you, and it wouldn't shock me if he got some nominations for this because he was so good in it.
He was so good.
And this was, a really, really good movie, but because of all the things that I pointed out there, it was meh. But I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too.
And as I say, I think I would have enjoyed it more had I not known so much about it. Where you're sitting there picking things apart, where you're like, why am I picking this apart? But you can't help it.
Well, but even if you didn't pick it apart, the story falls apart in the back end.
And that's what happened to me in so many biopics. So I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody, I'm like, why are they messing with the timeline? Just tell the freaking story.
Same thing.
Yeah, I didn't know a damn thing about it, and I enjoyed Bohemian Rhapsody because I didn't know the history.
Yeah,
well, you even enjoyed Rami Malek.
They did some convenient things in that.
Well,
movie.
he did that. I actually thought he did pretty good in.
He did. I will give that.
What? Okay, wait a minute. Stop the presses.
No, in that one role, he actually did very well, and he was.
This is a Film Rage first, people.
Bryce is every other movie that he was ever in. It was annoying.
We're both having a moment here.
At any rate, I really, really liked the Iron Claw. It was meh.
Okay. Well, seeing as how I was the only one to see the Color of Purple musical, the casting in this was fantastic.
That's what made me think that this might be good because I'm looking at the cast. Is it like just when you watch the trailer and they're putting up the names? I'm like, oh, crap, this should be good.
Yeah. The singing was also fantastic.
There you go.
And Whoopi Goldberg's performance in both of these films was doubly fantastic. Yes, she was. Mm-hmm. She played a very small bit part, but she was in it. She also stole the show. Mm-hmm. What wasn't fantastic was that they took a pretty amazing story and remade it into a musical, where like pretty much everything musical has songs that are dumb and not required, plus all the dancing for no apparent reason. Also, basically every major powerful scene from the original was redone in a worse way, including adding scenes that weren't needed and took out a lot of what made the original so bleak and powerful for audiences to see the amount of sorrow one woman could have upon herself. If you like musicals and you have never seen the original, then maybe you will like this movie. But I rewatched The Color Purple before seeing this film, and no, it didn't need to be musicalized or remade. Just re-release it again and remaster some of it. So sorry, Spielberg, just stop remaking things into musicals or remaking musicals into other musicals. This movie was so awful and terrible. It is probably one of the worst rages of this year. But it was so awful.
But even the poster says it's a bold new take on the beloved classic.
It's not a bold new take.
Isn't that they said about West Side Story?
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually gonna quote my wife because I really forced her to see some movies because Bryce was away and Murray's poor. Yep. So I had to take my wife to this, and she kind of summed it up, I think, the best. So I'm stealing Monique's voice here. All right. She basically said that because we both watched both films back together, that they kind of stole the heart of the film in this one, because when things would get tumultuous or you should be feeling more emotion, they'd put in a song and it kind of takes you out of the fact that someone should be dying right now, or somebody's being raped right now.
So let's sing
Wonka. Let's sing about it. Let's sing about it.
Whatever.
No, because The Color Purple isn't a family-friendly movie.
Well, that's also true.
It's depressing, and that's the way it needs to be.
That's the problem. They tried to Disneyfy it.
Yeah, they did. They totally Disneyfied it up. Like the movie was not good. I did not like it, but I did like the acting.
Yep.
Coleman Domingo was
I love Coleman.
was
Domingo.
freaking amazing.
Yeah.
What's his name? Lou Gossett Jr. is amazing.
Oh, yeah, he was
He's
in
still alive?
Yeah,
He is.
he was amazing. Whoopi was amazing in the small bit that she had. Like every single person, the casting was really done well to replace, and even Fantasia, who's a singer by trade, did a pretty strong. I mean,
And Danielle Brooks.
you can't compare to like Whoopi Goldberg's performance in this film. In the original was so incredible. Like when you know her and then you see this movie, you're like, I feel sorry for you, Fantasia. But she did a really good job voicing what it was. So yeah, the movie's a rage. All the acting was great. The songs were terrible. I'm in a store and I'm buying a potato. It's like, fuck off. Like, we don't need those songs. Just stop it.
Is that a song? I'm in a store buying a potato?
I don't know. It was a potato or a bag of flour.
I'm pretty sure they were slaves. They probably didn't have any money to buy potatoes with.
No, if you've never seen The Color Purple, they came across like they had money, and they had a lot more money in this movie than they did in the original. But, no. They could afford potatoes.
I wish I could afford
And they
potatoes.
just grow them.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole other story.
Just saying. They work
Well, maybe
in
they had that too.
agriculture.
Well, they did have that too.
Grow potatoes.
It is a bit of a country area.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about some Italians.
Yeah.
What's the matter for you, Brycey?
That's a spicy meatball.
What'd you think of Ferrari?
I thought it was a spicy meatball.
It was a bit of a spicy meatball.
So we got to suffer through Adam Driver doing another bad Italian accent, just like we had to do with Gucci, except Gucci was really quite good. Shailene Woodley, I thought was playing an American in this. I've been informed that Lena Lardy is actually not an American.
Lena Lardy, she's
she
Italian.
was supposed to be Italian, which
Yeah.
I'm very confused by because there wasn't even an attempt to do an Italian. I guess I can respect that she didn't even attempt to do an Italian accent.
Well, you know my belief on that. If they're all speaking Italian, they wouldn't have an accent. So, but half the people did, half the people didn't. So it's like,
oh, there you go.
no.
So yeah, there was a lot of car racing, which you know I just absolutely
Love.
abhor. There was just, it was very, very long. But
Oh, there's a but?
Penelope Cruz
Okay.
just absolutely blows me away every time. I remember 25 years ago, well, maybe not
When you
that long
hated
ago.
her?
I hated her. I did.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh God, Penelope Cruz is in this movie. She's going to be annoying. And she was for the longest
Is that
time.
when she was doing Tom Cruise movies?
Possibly. I don't know. She was in a bunch of crap. She was also in some
before she
good
met Javier
movies, and
Bardem?
she was crap. And now she's quickly becoming like my favorite actress working today. I love Penelope Cruz right now.
It's out there. It's out in cyberspace now, people.
Everything she does lately is interesting. She always puts a spin on the performance that I didn't expect.
Yep.
And in this case, she made this movie so watchable because every time she was on screen, I was like, yes, okay, I'm in again. I got taken out whenever she wasn't on screen, but then boom, laser focused as soon as Penelope Cruz.
Movie's not about her.
And she did not disappoint in any scene. She was so amazing. She couldn't save the movie for me. And don't get me wrong, this wasn't a terrible movie. It was meh the whole way through. But Penelope Cruz made this enjoyable beyond a meh for me. But it's still a meh movie because but man, how good was Penelope? Like, it wasn't just me, right?
Well, let me tell you what I thought of Ferrari.
All right.
Are you ready for this? This is my first line. The first line.
Yes.
This film should have been called
Yes.
Penelope Cruz's Ferrari.
There you go. It should have been Ferrari. It should have been Laura
It's
Ferrari.
in black and white right there. Even though her Spanish accent still wasn't Italian, it was still more Italian than anyone else in this film. Plus, she proves as well that in addition to when she is in a Spanish film, where she is completely mesmerizing, that if she is speaking English in a film where she's supposed to have an Italian accent, she can also be mesmerizing.
So good.
That's like half of my review. It's all about Penelope Cruz. If you
It is.
if you like watching
Nothing else
classic,
is worth watching other than her.
if
She's
you
so
like
good.
watching classic Ferrari racing for an entire movie, in between watching Adam Driver using the worst and inconsistent Italian accent,
Oh God.
then you will love this movie.
You'd think he'd get practice after House of Gucci.
I
but-
know. You'd think he would have an acting or a voice coach. It's a biopic, and for the most of it, it was too long and boring until we get halfway through it. The race scenes were kind of cool, as was the car crashes, but the story, I think, didn't tell enough about Ferrari. Stop making English-speaking Italian films. Just make an Italian film about Ferrari. I was able to keep this a meh, though, mostly because of Penelope
Because
Cruz.
Penelope Cruz.
And it wasn't completely terrible. Mostly,
wasn't.
again, I might say, because of Penelope and the car crashes. See?
There you go.
See here?
Yeah.
Mostly because of Penelope and the car crashes.
By mostly because of Penelope.
Yeah. Like, she is fucking brilliant in this.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah. Like, people should just see this. If she doesn't win a Oscar, I'm not going to say the word aloud. Some kind of award.
Yes, she needs
The
to be
Penelope Cruz
recognized.
Award. But, we had discussions about her last year because, what we've found is when she's in an English-speaking movie, she picks bad choices. When she picks a Spanish film, they're freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And so is she.
On that,
That's
I'd like
true.
to remind you of some
Yes.
movies that you did not like that she was in.
Yes.
Okay.
Please tell me.
Working back, and these were within the last 10 or so. So
Okay.
don't see
Really?
ever be on your list.
Okay.
Yep.
The 355,
Yeah.
Oh,
that was
I forgot
terrible.
she was in that. That was awful.
Yeah. But she was the best thing in it.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she
she
was
was
good.
also the best thing in that.
Yeah.
Grimsby.
That's my favorite
I know
movie of
you
all
loved
time.
it.
So, what a.
Zoolander 2.
Wow,
She was also brilliant in that.
Yeah.
Sex in the City.
I don't remember. I don't
Oh,
remember
yeah,
her in that.
I remember that.
And 9, which had singing in it.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't mean that Penelope wasn't the best thing in all
Exactly.
those movies,
saying.
except for Grimsby, which is just an amazing movie.
But, all right then.
So you
Got
give
it.
that a meh.
And then
What
there,
a shocker.
Yeah.
was one.
And then there was one on a boat.
Why are we doing this one last? By the way, was there
Yeah, it
any
was
reason
just
for
one
it?
to come
I don't know, it was just the order that I put
was
it
a-
out.
it was the
I
latest one to
threw
come
it
out.
down and away it went.
Because it just came out this week.
No, it came out.
Is that what?
It
Okay.
came
No,
out.
like
I don't know.
Friday, but yeah, it was
So-
the last
So
one
this is
to come out.
so we saved Rosemary Clooney's,
Clooney's
nephew's
movie
for
to the
last.
very end.
All right.
The one movie that
Well,
I
that
said,
makes sense.
of everything that I saw, I was most afraid of seeing this movie.
Yes.
I was really hoping I was going to get the story of Silken Lauman, but she is a woman in a boat, and one of my only athletic heroes
She's
to
Canadian.
ever exist. Yes, Silken Lauman is my
Yeah, that
favorite
wasn't gonna-
rower.
That wasn't going to happen.
I freaking love her.
So this wasn't about.
It was not about Silken Lauman.
I like that Adam Vander, what's his name? He was
Yeah,
great.
Ander Vanderhoeven.
Hoevenhaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
This one is another rah-rah American underdog story with all the usual
I've
sports
never seen
movie
that.
tropes. You can expect like training
Make
montages,
one about football, too?
Burgess Meredith like father figure, and as always in sports movies, you get either a Rocky 1 or a Rocky 2 ending. In this, we get Rocky 2 ending. The difference in this film, though, over other sports movies that are also predictable sports movies, is that it kind of created characters that had a little more depth than usual, but still produced the same feelings George Clooney was probably looking for,
Do you mean
as
Rosemary Clooney's nephew?
as I will now be calling the boys on the boat or Miracle on Water. Except I didn't super hate this.
Oh.
I really didn't super hate it. But believe me, I fully expected to hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to hate it. I went to this going, I am totally going to make myself hate this film. And then I didn't, because the characters were very endearing in this.
Yeah. Well, and it had.
But it was too long.
Yeah.
It was a meh.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Oh,
And that's saying something for a sports movie.
That is saying something.
Good
for a
work,
sports
you're
movie.
gay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rosemary Clooney's nephew.
Yeah. He you know, you can't make a sports biopic period piece film without having all the same tropes. But he really did capture the characters of it. So and then it made me want to go
he's a
and
good
watch
filmmaker.
the biography about it.
This to me looked just like a water version of Leatherheads.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. 100%. 100%.
I thought you would hate it.
All right, we should probably pause
So
for commercial identification.
I didn't go 8 for 8. I was hoping to.
You did pretty good, Mur. This was
That's the only one I missed.
I mean, we had 8 films this week, so that's a lot.
And I got 7 of them. Under
Nice.
Yours.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because I know you.
I think you missed a couple of mine.
Yep.
Yeah, but you didn't see all of them. So
That's true.
I still went over par.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
He was batting over 500.
4 for 6.
I know that's something baseball better than half now.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now we're moving into
Oh, yeah.
retrospective
Yeah, we
from
are.
2023.
It was a year.
2023 was a
It
year.
was a year. I like this new music.
No idea what
This is the Mondo 10 Rage 5.
Sure.
All right. Do you want to start with our Film Rage Awards?
Really?
I thought that was at the end.
I thought
Oh, okay, we'll leave it at the end.
Sure.
That doesn't matter to me. Who wants to go first?
Says here, Bryce.
All right, Bryce, you go first.
do it in the order that you've got here, Jim. I don't know why you're trying to freestyle all
I
this.
like freestyling.
If he's ready, then.
I'm not wearing any underpants either, in case you noticed.
All right. Just trying to get my dog to stop chewing on the cord.
The electrical cord?
Yeah.
Well, stop putting butter on your electrical cord.
Only because we took all the paper away from reachable range for him.
Yeah.
He was eating the paper before that.
Yes.
Come here,
All right.
Dum-
At
come here,
any
Dum Dum.
rate, what are we doing? Oh,
Rages.
Rage 5. All right. So how many was I supposed to have as like a
You're 5 and 3 runner-ups.
5 and 5? Got it.
5 and 3 runner-ups. And
5
Murray's
and
got your
5.
mute, so
So
at the end of 8, he's going to mute you, so no one will know your top 2.
I don't need to. You know what? I'm not going to talk about my runner-ups too much at all. Actually,
Okay.
They were Sound of Freedom, The Sun, Jesus Revolution, No Hard Feelings, and Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
That's all of them?
Yeah, that's 5.
You're not going to say... Wait, that was your runner-up?
That was my runner-ups.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
that
see,
was
I
5.
snuck them in there. Nobody
Oh,
muted me.
Yeah.
By the way, No Hard Feelings was so god awful. I still can't believe that you guys liked it.
I didn't like it.
I think you met it.
No, I didn't.
No?
liked it.
Okay.
No, Murray did.
And Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning was just a piece of dog crap.
It was a Mondo, but
Jesus
whatever.
Revolution was
It was a Mondo.
horrible. At any rate, let's get on to the main event.
Actually,
The
Hard Feelings was in my Mondo list. I
There you go.
scratched it off, though.
The Rage
you go.
5. The first of number 5 is the movie that bumped Sound of Freedom out of the top 5, which was my number 5 because Sound of Freedom was such a misfire. But that would be Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. It was terrible for all the reasons that I just mentioned earlier in the podcast, so you can go back and listen again if you missed it. Expendables 4 would be number 4.
That's expend 4 balls.
It's the movie that, for some reason, they decided that if you win something from Sylvester Stallone, you deserve to die, even
yes.
though he gambled with you and lost.
That's right.
Because he gambled and lost, it's okay to
Murder
for him
him.
to murder you.
Yeah, that's right.
And then laugh about it.
Yep.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, what did society come to?
Yeah.
That was just insane. I get if they were like, I don't get it at all.
No, I don't get it. I didn't get it. Yeah.
Plus, it had just terrible special effects, just the worst acting ever. Like, once again, Dolph Lundgren's just got to stop. Number 3, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Watching CGI Harrison Ford was almost as painful as watching old Harrison Ford. I mean, you got both in this movie, and they're
both terrible.
They're both just so terrible.
Yep.
This movie did not.
And
need to be
medium
made.
round.
Yeah, medium round.
Number 2, worst movie of the year. About My Father. A stand-up routine that is not funny gets the full-length feature treatment. And guess what? It still wasn't funny. Joe Cascapacapalo, or whatever the hell his name is.
Sebastian Maniscalco.
Okay, whatever his name is, needs to not make movies. This was so awful. He is not funny. I don't want to see him on the big screen ever again. At least if he's doing his stand-up, people that like his stand-up can go do his stand-up. If he's on the big screen, I'm going to end up seeing the stupid movie. And I just can't take it anymore because I can't believe how bad that thing was. I thought Robert De Niro couldn't do anything worse than like what he's been doing for the last few years. I mean, holy crap, War with Grandpa looked like a frickin' masterpiece compared to this thing.
I also like that.
Remember he was in that movie that was also came out recently, something about killer moons?
Something that you like.
Yes.
No, we didn't.
I thought you liked that one.
No, we hated it.
No, we did not like that.
How that
movie.
didn't make your top 5, I don't know.
It almost did. I mean, it was on the
close
short
to the
list.
run. It was on the short list.
There's Always Hope is the worst movie of the year. Cole Meany. This was the most painful experience that I've had at the cinema in years.
I forgot about that.
That Cineplex produced movie.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
This was one of the worst movies maybe like ever. Like, I literally couldn't sit in my seat.
That was the best movie.
I got up and like started walking around
And there was
muttering to myself
the
like
only-
a freaking insane person.
We were the only 3 in the theater, and Bryce got up and started walking around.
I'm like,
facing
what
behind
is
us.
going on? I was screaming at the screen because I'm like, how can this be a movie? Like, who greenlit this thing?
Cineplex.
It was so I still can't believe that got made.
That was one of the funnest experiences.
The funnest experience I ever had in the
Yeah,
theater.
me too.
I was beside myself. Like I just couldn't control it. I'm like, what is going on? This isn't a movie.
It was the best movie going experience for me and Murray, though.
Anyway, so
That's why it didn't make my bottom 5.
there's Always Hope.
I forgot about it.
By the way, this movie was actually made in like 2020 and just sat on the shelf for
3
like
years.
ever.
Yep.
And for some reason they said, well, it's the pandemic. We're coming
No,
out of
it's
it.
not
We need
the-
we need something new on
It's
the
not
screen.
the pandemic. It's the Hollywood strikes.
Yeah,
So
well,
nothing new
was that
coming
what it
out.
was?
Oh,
Wow,
yeah.
that was.
They already had it in the can. Might as well release it.
Yeah, well, it could have been released. And then, yeah, it was god awful. Like, it was such garbage. I still can't believe that I ended up watching it on a big screen. Like, this was.
Yeah, it was the only thing I think we could watch that week too. So
Yeah, I was not happy.
It was one of those ones that the movie was so terrible, but it made the experience so much fun for me.
Yeah. Yeah,
All right.
I did not have the same experience.
Well, your list was all pretty terrible, I have to admit. Those were all rages, I think, for me too, except for the Tom Cruise movie, which was a Mondo.
Yeah, well, it was on my dishonorable mentions.
Probably not gonna like my list then.
All right, let's hear it.
I have no honorable mentions or runner-ups.
You only got
whatever.
5 because you didn't hate enough
I only
movies.
saw like 20 movies this year.
That's right.
Yeah.
Renfield.
Yeah.
Absolutely destroyed
I love that movie.
my classic Dracula theory. Like,
That was Mondo.
that was when I stopped liking Nick Cage.
That's when I loved him
Like,
again.
I used to like him, and no matter how wacky he was, but that just.
And Nicholas
And,
Hoult was so
and I
good.
hated Pig, but this was worse. This is his worst performance
Awkwafina.
ever.
Aquafina.
And Aquafina, who else I don't like.
What?
Never have.
That makes no sense.
There's somebody who's not
now
funny.
you are just
who
saying
shouldn't be on
silly
the big
things.
screens. I'll see your Maniscalco and raise you an Aquafina. He's
Whatever.
not funny either.
Aquafina's
Number
hilarious.
4, which you guys both loved.
Yes.
Which I seriously couldn't even
Oh, is it
watch.
Spider-Man?
Okay, what was it?
Skinamarink.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good.
Apologies
good.
to the Edmonton
Oh,
filmmakers.
so creepy and
That
oh,
was one of the worst things I saw last year.
just you said it and I got the chills.
No, I didn't. I was bored.
Oh, you need to. Okay, you know what?
Because they were.
You know what we should
there
do
were
after the
shots
after the
Shots of
podcast?
the walls and the ceilings.
After the podcast, we should shut off all the lights
No.
and watch it in my
Yes.
basement.
You
Yes.
do that. I'm leaving.
I think
Oh,
that's
it's
the
so
only,
good.
only way to watch it is in your basement.
And then
Sure.
at least if you guys are here, I'll have somebody to hold when I'm
Yeah.
like creeped out.
You guys do that. Didn't creep me out at all.
Totally.
What?
Totes.
I just got bored.
Oh my goodness.
Next up, Winnie the Pooh. Blood and
yeah.
Honey. Man, I wanted to like this. 'cause
It was an
It
experience.
was like a dark horror version
It was
of
bad,
a
too.
beloved children's
It was bad,
tale,
but, you know.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was an experience.
And my next two, not surprisingly, are superhero movies. I should have had all 5 on here as superhero.
I would say
but
surprisingly are rather than
did-
not surprisingly.
I didn't hate every superhero movie. Just these 2 were the worst.
Okay.
Number 2 was Blue Beetle.
Yeah, I liked it.
Oh
It was about
my
family.
god, it was so bad.
I'm on Team Murray here.
So
It
bad.
was
So
all about
bad.
family.
It was so bad.
Yeah, DC hasn't made a decent superhero movie in the last few years.
Yeah, I had high hopes for DC, and they kind of
And,
dropped the ball. lately.
Maybe thankfully, or maybe now because I don't give a shit anymore. But the guy, the gun who made the Guardians movies, is basically rebooted everything. So that's the last Aquaman, last Wonder Woman, last Batman,
Which
last
is good.
Superman. They're all being recast.
Nice.
Well, they're not going to recast Batman,
Yes,
are they?
There's a new
are.
Superman
yes,
coming
they
out.
are.
But
they're
they've got the
recasting
best
everybody.
Batman ever right
Nah,
now.
he's not in
Robert
it either.
Pattinson? Yeah,
he's
probably.
not in it either.
Who Fleck?
Pattinson is
Ben
doing.
Affleck.
Pattinson is doing another one, by the way.
Good.
But anyway,
I mean, the last
so
one was
yeah,
terrible.
Blue
but
Beetle was terrible, and I
liked
knew
it.
it was going to be terrible, and I shouldn't even gone to it. And of course, number 1,
With a bullet.
Ant-Man: Quantumania.
Oh.
Much as I love my Michelle Pfeiffer, and
She- even
seems
she
to be
couldn't
the
save it.
Central character of this, it wasn't even him; it was her. It was Kang, most ridiculous character I've ever seen.
And he wasn't very super.
I am beyond elated that Disney fired his ass. I want to see him act as Kang ever again. I don't care if they recast somebody else. I never liked Ant-Man, period.
And now you hate it even worse.
Actually, ironically, the Sci-Fi Network, which was on free preview, showed like 2 weeks of superhero movies.
So much Ant-Man.
And I watched them all except
Ant-Man
Ant-Man
and the
and
Wasp.
Iron Man and Black Panther.
There you go.
I watched everything else because I just couldn't. I can't do it. But yeah, Ant-Man was
Iron
Why were you
Man's
punishing
fine.
yourself?
because I was broken. I was at home.
Wow.
Panther's fine.
Yeah.
They're all meh.
The only thing good about Black Panther was Martin Freeman.
There's a lot of good about the original Black Panther.
Yeah, I didn't like Wakanda Forever, but
Me
the
neither.
first one was very good.
All right, here's my dishonorable mentions, and I have 3 because I follow the rules, and I'm don't looking for exceptions like Bryce does all the time.
Wah, wah.
My 3rd worst in the dishonorable mention is The Marvels, which really made me angry that the only way you could watch that movie and get anything out of it is if you watched every other Marvel Disney thing
Frickin'
ever created
annoying,
before
eh?
it. It was terrible.
Now they got this new thing coming out up that I got to watch too, because the only
Well,
reason I'm
it's-
going to watch is so that I'm not completely
It's not
lost.
just the movies; it's the frickin' Disney Plus craptastic.
That's what I'm talking
series.
about. There's,
Yeah.
there's a series
If
coming out
it was
now.
just
that
like in the end, like before with the Avengers and all those other ones, yeah, they have a little teaser at the end of the movie teasing the next one.
Yep.
But now it's characters you don't even know who the hell they are.
Yeah. And I don't care because I don't want to.
Who the hell saw Hawkeye and whatever?
I did.
Oh, I did.
Now they have characters from that.
I love Jeremy Renner, but that's besides the point. The worst thing in my dishonorable mentions isn't even here come yet.
All right.
But just above the Marvels in terrible
Yes.
was Meg 2, which was so terrible.
It was so
sad.
bad.
It was like, I love shark movies. But why?
You love the
Why
first
did
one.
they make that? I love the first one. It was eating everybody.
That's right.
And this one, it was terrible.
Not
it was
killing.
like Jurassic Park
Too
meets,
many
meets
terrorists,
Shark
not
Man.
enough killing.
It's terrible.
Yep.
Now, this is one you guys didn't see. This is one that I took a bullet for the team one week when you guys didn't go see. But the movie Zombie Town that was filmed in Canada and had some of the kids in the hall in it was so completely awful. It's it's definitely unwatchable. So it will be something in my dare bag for Bryce to watch in the future. You can predict that.
Oh,
And
good.
he will absolutely hate it.
Oh, I like Bruce McCullough.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yes.
Except in this
Isn't he,
movie.
Like the least talented of the kids in all.
I would say that he's maybe.
They're all
most
equally talented.
I think he's probably the least.
I would say he's the most talented.
All right. Well, number 5 is
I would say
Haunted
Dave Foley's the least talented. Of them.
Haunted Mansion.
Haunted.
Why that didn't make any of your guys' list is
I didn't
beyond
see
me.
it.
Lucky you.
Yeah, it was pretty
The
bad.
original was terrible. It's a fact that it's a remake was also terrible.
These are still your dishonorable mentions?
No, that's an actual number
Oh, that's-
5 with
oh.
a bullet. Number 4 is Murray's first, is Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania,
Okay.
because it was so ridiculously awful.
It was pretty bad, but
Yeah, it was in the top 5.
it wasn't the worst.
Number 3 was another movie by Adam Driver.
Yes.
65. Probably the worst movie that's ever been made, yet had the best CGI ever made.
It wasn't that bad.
It was. What are you talking about? It was the dumbest.
It was terrible, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
They had no.
Okay, I'm actually-
everything happened in
I
convenience.
agree that all the movies that you've said so far are bad, but they're not that bad.
Oh no, 65 was extremely
It
bad.
was pretty bad.
It
but
was way
it did
bad.
not make the worst of the year list bad.
No, it was. I
Really?
absolutely hated it. It was everything about it was convenient to get to the next scene. It was like, who wrote this piece of crap? But number 2 is a franchise that should have died many, 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 many years ago. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny
See that I
is
agree
number
with.
2. It probably should have been number 1, except there happened to be another franchise that bumped it out,
Oh.
and that's Exportables, which is probably the dumbest movie, the worst acting, and the most awful action movie I've ever seen in my life. I thought it was the biggest piece of garbage that's ever been produced. Exportables was my biggest rage of the year.
Fair enough. I can't disagree with your top 2. Everything else, though, I'm like, or they were bad.
They
But
were all
weren't that bad.
Well, you know what? You're number 1. Murray and I had the best time in a theater that we've ever had. So apparently yours is dumb too.
Funnest
So
time the whole year.
at least every single one on my list is also on your rage list.
Yeah, if I think so.
Yeah, they were 100%.
Yeah, that's true.
So shut the fuck up.
I'll buy that for $1.
I got buy that for $1. All right, now we're getting to the good stuff.
All right, Murray.
The Mondo.
Best movies of the year. Nothing but Mondos from here on in.
Well, like I said, I didn't see a whole lot of movies, so
You saw enough that you got
My-
10
my
Mondos.
top 10 was whittled down from 15.
There you go. Wait, that's
Hey.
pretty good numbers for.
That's good
So
number.
I didn't,
Yeah.
I didn't even remember what the hell the other ones I left off.
All right.
Yeah, whatever.
I guess I will give one honorable mention.
Yes, let's
Yes.
have it.
How about let's have one?
Bottoms.
Oh yeah, I love
I
Bottoms.
actually quite enjoyed that movie.
That was super awesome.
Lesbian
Who's
Fight
Mondo?
Club, are you kidding?
Yeah, Lesbian Fight
was
Club. I'm
awesome.
on board.
Number 10, which I don't remember actually liking, but apparently I gave it a Mondo. Amanda.
Oh,
Amanda was
Which was a
excellent.
festival film.
yeah.
I love
I think you
Amanda.
previewed that, and then you told
I
us we
previewed
should watch
and-
it.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a Cuff thing, and I previewed it, and then I saw it at Cuff.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I showed it, but yeah,
So much Amanda.
it
It's
was
so
interesting.
good.
It was so good. Yep.
Number 9, you're not gonna like.
I already don't like
He's
it.
not gonna like.
Okay.
Mission Impossible.
Oh,
Dead
yeah, that's a
Reckoning,
Mondo for
Part
sure.
1.
Terrible.
Yeah, two super
No,
Mondo.
actually, it came out the same time as Barbenheimer.
Yeah,
Barbenheimer.
So totally got destroyed by those two movies.
yeah.
Yes,
So
as it
got,
should.
it got overlooked.
It still
People
made its money back,
still made its
and
money
there's
back,
still
but it
going to be a
wouldn't-
part
if
2.
they-
Both those movies are
They
20
released it
times,
like
1,000
week-
times
They released
better.
it like a week or two
maybe
before that. It
one
might have
time.
been a little better because it got released the same weekend basically.
Well,
so.
except I gave
They didn't-
Barbie
they
a
didn't get
man.
released the same weekend. Those Barbie and
Ken?
Oppenheimer.
Barbie and Oppenheimer got released on the same
Yes,
weekend.
and Mission Impossible I think was like the week before.
Might have been the week before. Yeah.
So yeah, it didn't get as many eyeballs as it probably should have. But anyway,
Got
it
too
had my
many
very
eyeballs.
favorite character in it who they killed off. So
Nice.
I don't know how I'm going to enjoy the second one, but
Well,
whatever.
maybe
I don't.
should we come back
there
as a
we
zombie?
we agree. I don't know how I'm going to enjoy the second one either, Murray.
Anyway.
See, we agree again.
But the final scene The motorcycle jumping off the cliff
Yes.
Was terrible.
was in
Was
Norway.
fantastic.
It was a
And
real
in
stunt,
Norway.
and it was done in Norway. So there.
Nice.
Number 8.
Yes.
Which made a lot of people's rage list.
Okay.
Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Oh, it was okay.
Was
alright.
a Dracula movie the way it should have been done.
Yeah.
There's lots
It
of
was
blood.
creepy and scary,
Yeah.
and I absolutely loved it.
It was a high man.
It was good.
Number 9.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked Barbie.
How
Nice.
can you not?
Like I said, I
It was
never
me.
played with Barbies. I never had Barbies. Didn't have any.
Oh, I played with
sisters
Barbies.
or girl cousins. But yeah, this almost made me want to buy a Barbie. Almost. And of course, you
Wow.
got the Canadian 1-2 punch.
Yep.
The Gosling,
Michael
and the
Cera.
Simu.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, say 3 of them then.
Yeah. Don't forget Michael Cera, the mesmerizing
Well,
and
well,
undoubted
he
Michael
wasn't. He
Cera.
wasn't a Ken. He was whatever.
He was Alan.
He was Alan.
He was the best
He's
thing
the
in the
best
movie.
thing in the
He's
movie.
just Alan. But he had the 2 Kens, the 1-2 punch.
Oh, Alan was so funny.
Yep.
I love
And
Alan.
Ryan Gosling is just Knuff.
I can't get him.
They did. If they would have had
Yes.
more Michael Cera in it, it might have made it to a Mondo for me.
Oh,
Number 6.
it was a Mondo. I
Probably
love that
one
movie.
of the only superhero movies I liked.
What?
The Flash.
Oh yeah, that was a good movie.
Flash was so
Got
good.
bad
so good.
reviews, but
What the fuck do they
I'm
know?
sorry, Michael Keaton.
There you
What
go.
Best fucking Batman ever.
What do you? No. He was in the movie with the
End
best
of story.
Batman ever.
That's it.
And I'm not talking George Clooney.
Oh, that was the other good part. Can
might-
I
who
give away
might-
the spoiler now?
Yeah,
It's
spoil
been
it.
out for, okay. At the end, when the Flash comes back to his universe or whatever it is, and he's outside the courtyard or something, the fancy car pulls up, and you think it's Bruce Wayne, and it's fucking George Clooney.
Yes.
That was so funny.
That would be
I
Rosemary
laughed
Clooney's nephew.
my ass
For those of
off
you who are wondering who
because
George Clooney
you
is,
thought it was going to be the Batfleck, and it wasn't. It was George Clooney.
it was Rosemary
So they
Clooney's
completely
nephew.
wrote him out of the movie after
Yes.
the first 10 minutes.
They
That was
didn't
the
write him
best
out of
part.
anything.
Because he's so terrible.
Best part.
He's the
Best part.
best.
But yes, I love the Flash.
Undoubted
Nice.
best
Although
Batman ever.
Ezra, what's his name, is a train wreck. And yeah, goodbye the Flash. No one of those. Number 5, Sisu. Loved it.
It was
So
so
much
good.
fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of
World
fun.
War II.
Yep.
It was, got kicking ass.
Lots of Nazi
Lots
killing.
of Nazi killing. Gotta love it.
And I wants me my
Number
scalps.
4 wasn't actually, maybe it was a theatrical release, but I didn't see it in theater.
Okay.
Still, Michael J. Fox.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It did get a theatrical
Only
It got a
release.
theatrical release,
documentary
Mhm.
that I love that much because you know me and
Yep.
MJF.
Yep.
I also enjoyed that movie a lot.
Number 3, which I almost forgot about and had to look up what it was about.
Mm-hmm.
Jules.
Yeah.
Love that movie. Saw that at the Plaza. Ben Kingsley.
Yep.
The Alien. It was
Oh.
adorable.
Yep.
It was a cute
Jules.
It was a cute movie. I
It was
loved
very
it.
It was.
It was very cute.
It was.
Just agree,
cute.
it was cute.
It was cute.
Right.
It was.
Number
That doesn't
2,
make it good.
which I also had to look up because I forgot what was in it, what it was about.
Yes.
A Good Person.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good movie.
Florence Pugh.
Yep.
Best thing I've ever seen her in.
Okay.
Bar none.
Yep.
And Morgan Freeman was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Basically a recovering alcoholic who killed somebody and is trying to make atonement. I loved her. And she did some singing in it too.
Was
loved it.
not.
I love
Great.
Florence
And number
Pugh.
1, which is on the list, I don't know why it's on 2023's list because I saw it in 2022, but I took advantage of it, is The Whale.
Huh, there you go.
Still the best movie I've seen the last
Year.
That was
months.
last year.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
we
it was
watched
on-
it this
it was
year.
on 2023's list.
Yep.
I know, I did a search.
Because we reviewed it on
It said
2023.
2023, so I put it on there.
He's
Anyway.
taking advantage of
Freaking
it.
All right,
loved
go
it.
ahead.
Oh, and by the way, the Batfleck ruined another one of my favorite movies. 'Cause
Nice. What are you
talking
I
about?
forgot he was in it.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
I watched it because the movie channels were also on free previews over the
Oh,
holidays.
yeah.
School Ties.
There
One
you
of Brendan
go.
Fraser's best movies.
There you go.
That,
We got
that movie was
Damon
awful
and
has nothing to do with Affleck.
We had Damon and Affleck in it. And
Yes.
the scene that I saw, freaking
Nice.
Affleck had his shirt off. And I'm like, what the hell?
Who wants to see that?
Exactly. And Matt Damon played the
Ties.
bad guy.
Why?
I'm like,
why?
yeah. I remember
Why?
loving that.
How did we get to talking about school ties?
I remember loving it because it's Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
It was one of my top 5
There you
Brendan
go.
Fraser movies
of
ever.
all time.
But The Whale was
top 5 Brendan Fraser. There's only one good, well, 2, Encino Man and The Whale. That's start and end of the list right there.
George of the Jungle, come on.
No.
There was the one about Harvard.
Monkey
too.
Bone, no.
Monkey Bone, so
There was the
good.
one about Harvard. I love that one too.
Yeah,
Joe
exactly.
Pesci.
That was a great list,
Just saying,
Mur.
but it used to be School Ties.
With honors?
Yeah, with honors. Then I found
terrible.
out that Ben Affleck was in School Ties. Now I can't even watch
Now I can't even watch
Oh,
it. Makes sense to me,
it.
anyway.
That was
That's
my
a
thought.
reason for me not to watch a movie, also.
But yeah, I didn't, that was the 10 movies that I actually had.
All right, strap yourself in, boys and girls. Because one thing to know about my list,
Okay.
I really put thought into transformative films for me personally.
Okay.
And so there is one tie in here, but that's because we allowed one tie.
Yeah, I didn't
Because-
do that. I follow the rules, Jim.
That doesn't even sound like you. So
Well, actually-
my number.
Depending on how you look at this, I follow the rules, but go ahead.
Yeah. No. Yeah, you got me verklempt over here. Okay, so my number 5
might
honorable
say that I
mention.
didn't.
Yeah, you didn't. I already know you didn't.
Oh, I did.
So the honorable mention,
There's
number
a-
5,
Yes.
is Birth Rebirth. The first feature film debut
Frickin'
from Laura
awesome.
Moss. This
Frickin'
film
awesome.
is brilliant.
Brilliant.
We got to meet her personally, and she's
such
an
a
awesome
talent.
person, and this film is brilliant.
So
It's
good.
also playing on Shudder.
Dom.
Thank you. Number 4, the movie that put Kelly Reichardt onto the undoubted list is Showing Up.
Yeah.
We saw this at a film festival as well. If you haven't seen it and you haven't seen all of Kelly Reichardt's films, please go see them all because they're all Mondo.
Yes.
Number 3, The Boy and the Heron, which
Wow. Okay.
for me, this from last year's animation, it was funny because this actually bumped out the Spider-Verse because I had that. They had that on my list. It was the number
lucky
5.
I almost gave that one a rage. Well,
Yeah.
did give it a rage,
I
but
know, you
almost-
didn't like
almost
it.
put it on my list.
It
But
was so
for me,
good.
the animation was brilliant. This is
Yep.
transformative animation. Number 2 in my runner-ups, honorable mention, is Asteroid City. Wes Anderson at
was
his
a rage,
most
me too.
Wes Anderson-y of all time.
He was very Wes Anderson.
He was
here,
super
wasn't he?
Wes Anderson-y. It was like Wes Anderson inceptionizing himself.
It's like Wes Anderson, like
Inside
turned it
of
up to
Wes,
11.
it's like Wes Anderson inside Wes Anderson inside Wes Anderson.
Yes.
It was so good. Number 1 of my honorable mentions is Adam McGowan's Offering, which also I think put him on the undoubted list, was Seven Veils,
So,
which who could think that you could have a play, an opera, and a movie all in one big thing, and Adam McGowan just seemed to do it. He also is an amazing person. We got to meet him at one of the film festivals, so
yeah, that was cool.
people should all go watch all of Adam McGowan's films. Okay, the top 10. Number 10.
He was as tall as I expected that he
Yeah, he's
was.
a short
Yeah,
guy.
exactly.
Yeah, but you're 7 feet tall.
But you're all- yeah, you're
Everybody's
like-
short for you.
That's right.
I didn't say anything.
You're like the
about-
Jolly Green Giant.
Exactly.
But
Anyways,
Jim
number
and I
10.
Jim and I are normal height.
that's right. Human height, as I
I
like
don't
to call
know.
it.
Everybody in my family was like taller than me.
Then
So you're like giants?
yeah, you're
Whatever.
giants.
They
We're
might be
average.
giants, boys. Number 10. Still a Michael J. Fox movie.
Really?
Directed by Davis Guggenheim, the
Huh.
director, who's very experienced, who also did It Might Get Loud.
That was a very good movie. I'm surprised in your top 10, but
Yes.
I don't blame you for putting it in.
And be prepared, I may be talking about this movie later. I'm just going to say. Number 9 is Infinity Pool. Baby Cronenberg making sci-fi horror like no one else is doing. A journey so worth taking. This film took me to places I never thought I would ever get to go. He just continues to get better every time he releases a movie. I think
I concur.
nobody's doing science fiction the way Baby Cronenberg does. I freaking love him, and I loved Infinity Pool. James! What you doing, James? Also, the most deliciously mesmerizing Mia Goth. Number 8 is a tie, and I put them together mostly because I couldn't decide which one I liked better. But Also, they're both imagination run wild to dreamlike states and acting by two of the greatest actors working today. Beau is Afraid and Poor Things, because we got to see Poor Things last year. Fucking love both of them. And Joaquin Phoenix outdoes himself in Beau is Afraid. Now I just need to see him with her in another movie. And hopefully Yargos makes it, so that will even be better. So, yeah. Beau is Afraid and Poor Things. Number 7. The creepiest, most unnerving, unique horror movie made in the last 20 years, Skinamarink.
What'd you really think, Murray?
What'd you really think, Murray? Number 6 is the greatest Canadian movie that's ever been made. It is Brother. This movie was so good, and I've never seen a Canadian film that even comes close to this film.
It was freaking amazing.
I highly suggest everybody see this movie. It is freaking brilliant. Number 5. This film reinvents the demon genre to a lore embraced by an entire culture and spins it on his head. If you're going to eat your own kid's brain in a movie, then When Evil Lurks is got to be in my top 5. I freaking love this movie. Number 4, Fallen Leaves. The weirdest and most wonderful love story that's ever been told, that happens to also take place in Helsinki, which should not surprise anybody.
Yep.
Number 3, another horror movie.
Yes.
Called The Elderly. If you thought old
So
people
good.
were creepy as fuck, you ain't seen nothing yet.
The Elderly
When you
was
see
so
The
close.
Elderly, you will understand why old people give people the creeps.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Number 2, my second favorite director of all time, here at Kazakuritas, offering for last year of Monster. This film is so brilliant. And my number 1 movie of last year, I bet you Bryce can guess it.
Inside the Yellow Cocoon Shell.
No, for me, not you.
oh.
For me.
Anatomy of a Fall.
No,
That wasn't on your list.
I should know this.
you should know it.
I don't know.
If I go,
Yeah, that's what 20,000 something bees.
yes, 20,000 species of bees.
Yes,
Bee
I should know because it's like right here on my honorable mention.
Yeah. Bryce, you should have known that because, again, after leaving the cinema on here, I was unconsolable for about 20 solid minutes.
Yeah,
This movie
I feel
emotionally drained me.
I think I got the two movies mixed up for some reason. I do that sometimes.
Yeah, this movie takes you places with trans families and families that are going through it, and shows you how it can be done in a beautiful and natural and a way that gives respect to all people in the film. This movie's fantastic. Everybody should see this, be them supportive of trans rights or not. It's fantastic. All right, Brycey.
That is a good list.
It was a great list. It's the perfect list.
I'm not gonna say it's almost perfect. I don't think I disagree with anything that's on there.
Well, and I will actually admit that like most of your top 5 never really got released in theaters.
Yeah.
Like we saw them at festivals, but
Yep.
you may never see them again unless you
Well,
go looking for them
You'll
on
see
the streaming service.
You'll see on Shudder When Evil Lurks. It's on there now. The Elderly is coming to Shudder in January, so you'll get to see that. But you're right. You may never get to see 20,000 Species of Bees, but you should try and find it.
You should try and find it. I am almost ready to
Reveal your-
my list.
2 hours into our podcast, you finally have it ready.
That's right. He's finally gonna have his list. He's been thinking about his list nonstop.
I'm getting there. We don't like to rush into things.
Yeah, that's true. And you don't like to be organized for anything.
I want to get it right.
All I can say is it's a good thing that my schedule has changed. Otherwise, I'd rather be at work.
Yeah, you'd be leaving.
It's not my fault that things are running so long today. It's your fault.
It's not my fault.
I don't know.
You guys watched 8 movies.
I mean, really, we should have been doing our reviews on one podcast, and we should have had a best of on the other podcast. You're sitting here cramming everything into one.
Yeah, because we got to go back to
some
normal
crazy
next week.
person.
We got to go back to normal next week.
We could have released.
We got to get
one,
Casey back
we could
on
have
here.
released another one. It didn't all have to be done at once.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Ugh. All right. Well, can you at least tell us your honorable mention while you're still thinking about stuff?
Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need how many? 10 best of? All right. Oh, my dog's chewing up the carpet.
I'll get it.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I'm just going to sit here and entertain the audience while you guys take care of this.
Yeah. Okay. Baxter is being a naughty boy. That's my dog. He's decided he's going to pull the carpet apart.
We took away the paper and the cords.
Okay, but back to what's at hand. All right, so I'm on the wrong list. I'm on my Rage 5 again.
Good Lord.
So my honorable mentions. We're going to go with Barbenheimer, which is probably the best 2-part movie of the year. Number 4 honorable mention. There's no ranking of this. Living.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah, which was very, very good. Birth, Rebirth, which was also very, very
third?
good.
Oh, you went up the ladder on me.
Yeah. The Teacher's Lounge.
Yeah, it was also great.
That was amazing. And 20,000 Species of Bees. Those are all the honorable mentions for me. And now let's get on to the main event.
The main event. Pow, pow.
Bow, bow, bow. So, number 10 is a movie that was directed by Celine Song, also wrote it. She is just an amazing, amazing director. It's called Past Lives.
Oh, yeah. That was amazing.
Really good performances. Teo Yu and Greta Lee as Nora and Haesung are just amazing. It's basically follows these two childhood friends and goes all the way.
Wow.
Yeah, they were sweethearts. They sort of stayed connected throughout the years. They got separated, different countries because of families move and they come back together, and it is one of the more satisfying endings. A lot of the movies that I really loved this year had these just excellent endings that you kind of think, oh no, they're gonna make it this way, and then they don't, and it was such a good movie.
It was good.
Past Lives, Celine Song. I am looking forward to anything you do.
Yep.
Number 9 is The Yellow Cocoon Shell, or Inside the Yellow Cocoon Shell.
Wow, I thought that was going to be up to top 2 there. So
now
I can't wait to see what's up there.
Tien An Pham. This is maybe my favorite Vietnamese movie ever made. This was such a pleasure. I can't say enough about this movie.
It was meh.
It was not meh. This movie, you just sit back and let it wash over you. It is just such a journey. Jim would probably say that it was a little long.
It was long.
But it wasn't long enough.
Too long.
It was not long enough.
It needed an editor.
It needed to be longer than the 2 hours and 59 minutes that it was.
3 hours.
It was 2 hours and 59 minutes. It was 2 hours and 59 minutes of pure bliss, of the most spectacular scenery that you've ever seen. Some very slow moving shots.
Yes.
The camera didn't rush into anything.
I'm falling asleep just listening.
Yes, Murray.
It
was meh.
No, it was not.
It was definitely a Bryce movie.
It was amazing. Amazing.
All right, moving on.
All right. Number 8 is one of those movies that I'm telling you, Canada had such a good year. We saw so many good Canadian films.
Yep.
The best of which was
Brother.
What?
You gave it your 8. That's pretty good.
Brother's my number 8. Directed by Clement Virgo. Oh my goodness. Lamar Johnson is Michael in this.
Yeah.
What a breakout performance.
Yeah, he's brilliant in this.
Yeah. Everybody in this was so good.
And if you're gonna have a reveal, scene. You got to do it as natural as this movie did. The best coming out, best coming out reveal of any movie ever made.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Do you remember we were like 3/4 of the way into the movie, and we're like, I thought this had something to do with being gay.
Yeah,
and we're like, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam, there it is.
I tell you. All right, and apparently my dog is craving attention right now because he's back after my carpet. All right, so number 7 is 1001, directed by A.V. Rockwell. This had a breakout performance by Tiana Taylor, who is just so good in it. The casting in this is so good. We get Terry at 6, we get Terry at 17, we get Terry as a grown, or at 13, and then Terry as a 17-year-old. And every kid that was in this was amazing. This is such a journey that you go on with this kid, and this does have a bit of a reveal at the end, and sometimes reveals don't work at all. Man, did this work. 1001 is a treasure. I love this movie.
Nice.
Number 6, Fallen Leaves.
Hey, I had that.
Yeah, Fallen Leaves, for all the reasons that Jim mentioned. It's such an amazing love story that only they could make.
In Finland.
It was just, I love this movie so much. That would be number 6. Number 5 is Karita Hirokazu.
What?
Monster.
He's in my top 2.
Another masterpiece from this guy. All he does is make amazing films. There's a reason he isn't on our undoubted list, correct?
Yes.
And will remain there forever because he can do no wrong.
And you have to rewatch Shoplifters.
And I have to rewatch Shoplifters. All right. Number 4, Evil Does Not Exist. Directed by Ryusuke Hamaguchi. This is a bit of a slow burn. A father and his daughter kind of move into this place where they're building a campsite. They want to do some glamping, apparently. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds dumb, and it has the most amazing ending of one of the most amazing endings of any movie this year. This is another movie that might be slow for some, but every camera movement means something. The scenery is amazing. It is just another movie
really
that,
good.
I can't say enough about that one.
Yep.
Number 3 would be a movie that got blasted into the top 10 after me seeing it just the other day, and that is Poor Things.
Woo!
Yorgos Lanthimos he might be, I don't know, I got to think about it, but he might be my favorite director ever. Everything he does just amazes me. It's all so unique. This time he gets the absolute best performances out of Emma Stone and Mark Ruffalo that you've ever seen. Rami Youssef is also so good in this. Willem Dafoe is generally brilliant, but here he's on another level as well. Yorgos Lanthimos not only takes just amazing visuals, amazing stories, amazing performances, pushes them all together into amazing movies. Poor Things is just, it's an experience that everybody should have to experience.
Agreed.
Number 2 would be The 8 Mountains.
Oh, wow.
It is co-directed by Felix von Groningen and Charlotte Vandermeesch. This movie is probably one of the best movies about friendship that's ever, and about, it kind of goes down a road where you almost think
they're going to be gay.
You think they're going to be gay, and it's going to, but no, this is the best movie about platonic friendship that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Two guys that just love each other more than anything, would do anything for each other. It is an amazing journey. Their lives are connected in a unique way, and they are connected for life. And I I love this movie. This movie almost made me cry, and I don't cry.
Yeah, it's true. It made me cry.
And my number, and well, that's because you cry on a whim. You just, and I actually, it's weird that I said on a whim because my dog is chewing another electrical cord.
Yeah,
because on a whim, well, this movie happens to be directed by a whim.
What?
Directed by Wim Wenders, Perfect Days is a perfect movie. It's about a janitor, a man that goes around in Japan cleaning public toilets.
Yes.
And it is the best movie
About toilets.
man cleaning toilets and the best movie of last year. It's got amazing performances by everybody. Koji Yakushuo is good in everything. Tokyo Emoto is good in everything. And it's just so well cast. He got the best actors in Japan, as he typically does. I'm still trying to figure out how this guy continues to make amazing movies like he does. Wim Wenders is another guy that just is so talented. I can't imagine a more pleasurable experience than watching this movie. Wim Wenders just blows me away. It's kind of weird because apparently this movie's not going to get released until 2024.
Really? So I mean, that's when I'm going to finally get to see it?
So you'll get to see it this year, apparently. But it is from last year.
Yeah, but it was in the festival circuit.
And it was on the festival circuit. But man, I'm telling you, this is an experience. You can't imagine a movie so perfect. The guy works for the Tokyo toilet. And who knew that? I can't repeat it enough. You think about this movie and you're like, how on earth did a movie about a guy cleaning toilets be this good? But only Wim Wenders. And by the way, about Wim Wenders, like, how does a German filmmaker end up making like one of the most amazing movies out of Japan last year? I mean,
well, the world is global, man. That's what people should be doing. Going to places that are awesome.
But, oh man, this guy just makes such good movies. I am a big Wim Wenders fan, and this was the best movie of 2023.
Yeah, it was close. It was 20,000.
You didn't even see it.
It was 20,000 species of bees.
Yes. And now my dog has something he shouldn't have, I'm sure, because he's tossing it around. Tearing it apart.
He's going to die of something tonight, for sure.
What are you eating? Oh, you're eating one of my lists. Okay,
right.
Go ahead.
It's just paper. It's roughage.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the most important moment of the last year.
I still got to decide what I think I've got it.
Okay. Well, good. So my Jim's Film Rage Award for last year. Are you ready for this?
I am.
Which it's never been done yet before. Goes to editing for the film Still, a Michael J. Fox film. The editing by Michael Hart was the best editing in a documentary that has ever been done, bar none. So for that reason and that reason alone, Michael Hart gets the editing award for last year, 2023. That is my award.
Yeah. Interesting.
I love that movie. But on top of loving the movie, the whole time we were watching it, I was like, this editing is brilliant. This is the way editing should be when you make a documentary.
I can't disagree with any of that.
Yeah. All right, Murray, do you want to go next while Bryce is still fiddling his finger holes?
Anything.
Kind of decided, I think.
Yeah, well, my award goes to somebody who I'm quickly becoming a huge fan of. Most recently, the last year, and that is Florence Pugh.
All right.
The Pew Pew.
Nice.
She was literally the only thing I liked about Oppenheimer. The rest of it I couldn't really care for. But her 5 minutes or whatever she was in it, she was pretty awesome. And yeah, like a good person. It was an incredible role. I loved her singing in it. And if you go back to even 2022, Don't Worry Darling, she was obviously the best thing about that movie. Yeah, and I did not see her Disney Plus series, but she took over from Scarlett Johansson, of course, after she, died in the Avengers. So I don't know. I'm sure she did a good job of that too. But no, I love the Pew Pew. She was awesome.
Pew Pew is pretty freaking awesome.
There you go. Well, I think my Film Rage Award is going to go to someone that I probably should have given an award a long time ago, and that would be Ben Affleck.
Oh my fucking God.
Not only did he direct one of the best movies of the year, didn't make my top 15, but it was in my top 20.
Basketball movie?
Yes.
Oh, the one that
Air.
I gave her. Oh, I gave it a
He
minute.
starred as Phil Knight, and he was amazing in it. And guess what? He also directed it. Plus, he once again solidified the fact that he is the best Batman ever, as his performance as Bruce Wayne in The Flash
Way to mute this?
absolutely dwarfed everybody else in the film. Ben Affleck the man is just can do no wrong. He's the best director in Hollywood. He's the best in Hollywood, I said. All right. He's the best actor that's ever lived.
God. You know what? People listen to this podcast and they were probably listening to your list going, you know what? There's a lot of really good stuff in there.
Mondos were
and then you've
the
literally
most critically acclaimed movies of the whole year.
And then
Festival darlings.
And
then
you negate everything by giving an award out to
Ben
possibly
Affleck
one of the most annoying actors.
It's all overdue, and it's about time and you know what?
Couldn't
I
you
look
have
back
picked
at
a
last
better
year.
year?
At last year, I'm like, you know what? He dwarfed everybody. He once again proved that he's the best Bruce Wayne Batman ever, and he also proved that he's one of the best directors ever by just nailing it. Like, everything he directs is amazing. The Last Duel, Air.
Fuck, kill me now. Like that. This is a great way to finish. We did not get called Film Love. We're called Film Rage. And thanks to Bryce, he's ended this on a fantastic
now I'm even
rage.
more angry.
That's right. Another reason for Murray not to watch movies anymore.
Exactly. Ben Affleck has also ruined my love of movies.
There you go.
Thank you, Mr. Affleck.
What are you talking
Whoa.
about?
Now this is a loaded episode, people.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks to the extended Film Rage family, who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey from The Nerdy Photographer for the voice of Rager Dare. And next week, we welcome Casey back to the Rage. We cannot wait to finally get him on here and keep us straightened out. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We are always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, or send us an email to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, especially if it's directed by Ben Affleck. But no matter what you do, please, 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 pretty please, 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 make us a rage. That's it for this week. A rage on.
Rage on.